Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vage. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, had a crazy 2-day trip. Came back last night, super exhausted, and yeah, it was great. Went diving up here in Panama. The water was so murky; it was really hard to see a lot. And then I did that interview with the underwater. I should have linked my first video about the sea pods themselves. But that was really cool. I slept on that sea pod. I can't wait to go back there next time I'm in town. And it's so great. I was like sleeping outdoors. It was awesome.
Who is the guy who owns it? I saw on Instagram. Is he insanely ripped? Is it? I saw him doing like dips on the. Was that him, the owner, or is it somebody else on the Seapod? It was just an
No,
actor.
no, that the guy doing the dips, I just saw that post. No, that's somebody else. That's probably like a visitor.
Right.
No, the guy's Grant. He had like the darker skin guy is that
Uh-huh.
he owns one pod. The guy who I interviewed down there owns the other, and there's a third. I mean, their rich is variable.
Yeah.
They're pretty early Bitcoiners, and this is like their dream project, right?
Mm.
So I don't know how much they spent. Maybe they spent half their life savings on it, that it cost them a few $1 million, right? So I'm not gonna. I don't want to put a target on their back saying this guy's a billionaire. I don't know. Probably has a couple of million left, maybe. But this is like
Well,
his dream project. He plans to like live there the rest of his life.
I mean, we all spend half our money on real estate. I just wanted a little bit
Yeah.
of housekeeping. Holy shit. I didn't expect I feel really embarrassed, to be honest, because in yesterday's show I said like I was annoyed about, some prankster calling me out in the one guy calling me out in the comment. And then last night's show, I didn't even reply to it. I was too embarrassed. There was like 30 super positive comments there. I'm not going to say anything ever again. That's enough. You fluffed my feathers
Yeah, you
enough.
just gotta ignore him, man. You gotta ignore him. Like, remember, I put up that tweet saying that I exited all my positions at before 100,000, which I did, but I never followed up with a tweet that I'm back in 100%, and everyone still thinks that I'm out of the market, right? Like, I just don't give a fuck.
Right, 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 right. So whatever. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. But let's pump the brakes on the niceness. All right, back into the charts. This is what we do over here as I just move my little head around. I have to address the elephant in the room here. I don't think I've ever traded as well without like any mistakes as I have in like the last week and a half. I caught all this run up, bang, and I can't remember exactly, but I was long from like 96 and closed out at like 104. The gray line here was the trade from 2 days ago. Long, and it's the one I said in the show. It was live on air. I'm like, I'm going long right now. It's the easiest trade ever. 104 to and I said in last night's show, my target is 108. I'm closing it. I messaged Tone as soon as I closed out the trade. 108, bang, close that trade out. This morning, I woke up and when the price had just opened. This is the daily candle. I didn't like where it opened. I went short, bang, down to 103. And then an hour ago, whatever, at 104, 200, I went long again. This this is I'm going to clean up the charts right now. This is some serious trading. There's no like oh, I got in a few trades and had to like pivot my way in and out of those trades. That was just four trades, bang, 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 back to back. I've never done that before. Normally, I have to jostle to get in positions, take a few small hits, a few break evens before one cracks on. I don't think I've ever done four back to back to back winning trades. And one of them was like 70%, one of them was 50, one of them was 40, one of them was 30. It's just crazy trades. I doubled my portfolio on the trading account in the last week. Insane trading. So that's enough of that, but I'm just really excited about it. So look, I mean, we had that drop today, right? And I really like the recovery thus far. I mean, it's the only thing I can say is on the 4 hour time frame as I start here. We did come back up and retest the seven. So this is kind of like indicative to me of liminal space because it can come back and retest the seven simple moving average at 105 when it did, and then come back and fade down. Like this is what it will do when it wants to go lower. But I have no reason to think it's going to go lower as it stands right now. Um, I'm in the long trade, so we'll see how it goes on the 4 hour time frame. But it is sort of in between trades right now. I love like the EXA and whatnot. That's been curving down. That looks like it's ready to cross on the 4 hour time frame. The other oscillators don't look any problem here. As I go up to the daily time frame, this now the this is brilliant, and this is where it'll start to come into its own here. Um, the daily came right down and retouched on the 7. The whole thing I said in last night's show, this is going to sound like horn tooting episode, but it's sometimes you're in the zone, right? And I'm in the zone right now. I said when we were up here, we were really quite high at 107, 106. I said, look, we're a bit extended above the 7 simple moving average. And go back and watch yesterday's show if you don't believe me. I said the price is always above and below slightly the 7 simple moving average. It wants to come back and retest it at all times. I said I don't know if it'll happen in this candle, but eventually it'll happen, whether that's here or there. That's what I said in yesterday's show. And holy smokes, did it come back and retest the 7 simple. So I'm satisfied that for more upside now, if it wants more upside, because that retest has been done and it was bought back in tremendous fashion. Where we've recaught sort of a third of the move so far with room to grow. So we'll just see how the rest of the day plays out on the daily. Let's go back up to the weekly time frame because you'll see. Oh no, sorry, it's not the weekly. Sorry. So I mean, the same thing applies on the weekly to the retest the 7 or whatever like that. There's nothing on the weekly. Oh, it was on the 12-hour, which is I don't like jumping around the time frames this much, but um, mm, 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 mm. Excuse me. Look, I thought I saw something else. It was another time frame. Forget it, right? Look, but this does echo that same point that we closed just on the. I really like that we had dropped down and we came all the way back and closed above the 7 simple on the 12-hour, but now it kind of looks like it's the same thing as the 4-hour that it came back and retested like to the point. So this could continue the fade from here. It absolutely could. It could just do that close, go up, retouch the 7, and then continue the fade. So I'm going to monitor this trade because I've done so handily in the last. I mean, 10% up right now is because I've done so well these last week. I could just put a break even stop here and really play this out, see if it'll recover from here and just be a classic trade. I don't mind losing the profit on this trade. I'm happy to run with that. So I'm staying in the long positions accordingly. I'm just going to finish off with the 15-minute time frame. And I was thinking of you guys today when I did the show. A few friends were. I'm going to turn off the MRI for a second. Now, a few friends were met. I hope that you remember the show we did earlier in the week. It might have been Monday or Tuesday when I said this is the easiest trade of all time because we'd pulled back 3% from the all-time high, if you recall. We had pulled back 3% from the all-time high, exactly 3%. We put in the low, came back, put in a higher low, and I took the trade, which was entered at 103, something like that. Bang, to the upside. Well, it was deja vu all over again today, except we had dropped 4% from the all-time high, give or take. I'll let you know what it was. And look, I'm a bit of a one-trick pony, nearly 5% from the all-time high. And a few friends were messaging me around here. Are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip? Well, for me, I don't know where the bottom of the dip's going to be. Nobody does, right? So I want to see this exactly the same as what happened here. I wanted to see again here. This is like the shot I play all the time. When the low's in and then the secondary low, finally this is where we broke the structure of just putting lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Here, higher low, neckline breakout, bang, I'm in the trade. Bang. That is the trade I will take every single day of the week, especially it's elevated by the fact that we were at 108,000 last night and we had dropped 5%. That is the easiest trade. I thought this was the easiest trade of all time. That's the easiest trade of all time. So I'm coming back to you now, Tone. Great sign up deposits here for Blowfin. Screenshot this and check it out. Absolutely terrific. As always, we've got fantastic sign up bonuses for BitGet. Sign up for the free trading bots. I mean, they're all reset right now and they're ready to go again. Get in right now. You got probably, if things pan out really nicely, probably 8 hours before the new MRI swing bot is eligible for its next position. And I hope that you take advantage of that next 12 hours, 8 hours, whatever it might be, to get into that because that's been a cracker 2 from 2. All right, like and subscribe, blah 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 blah. Tone, take us away.
Okay. So the monthly look, we still have the cup and handle target, and that target remains at 120,000. I still think we are headed towards 120,000. It's just going to be a little bit of an adventure to get there. Here's the weekly chart. Let me refresh this page. Maybe the candle will be more proper. It is not. The candle is still not proper, and today's Wednesday. That's really annoying. So this is a reversal candle, obviously. It should not be a green candle. It's a reversal candle. And however, we're still on a 4 count. So we still have plenty of room to the upside. Not much of a concern from the weekly chart perspective. My allocation, I remain 100% bullish, but this chart no longer matters. I'm probably going to stop showing it because I've moved on to other type of trading thanks to options. I'm waiting for the month end, and then I'll show you. Maybe I'll show the world my returns for the month, but it could be very different. Still have a bunch of time to go. So daily chart, the daily chart is also bullish, calling for a top this weekend, coming in on Saturday if we continue to rise. In order for us to get there, Friday and Saturday candles need to be trading higher than the prior bodies. So they need to trade above 106,000. Now I want to go back to something I said yesterday. Yesterday I said, I am super confident that we are going to close the week around 106,000 and probably a little bit under. This is not a random guess. This is coming strictly from Max Pain. Max Pain is optimized at $55 on IBIT. IBIT, if I refresh the ETFs, is about to take over, completely take over all volume. I mean, look, yesterday, IBIT buys an additional 7,000 Bitcoin. Everything else sold Bitcoin. IBIT buys 7,000, and in total, only 5,000 got bought. That means we were negative 2,000 Bitcoin across all the other ETFs, and IBIT is plus 7,000. This is insane. This has been the trend for an entire month now. IBIT is absolutely crushing it. If you look at the full statistics, you have it right here. We are on the verge of IBIT having more Bitcoin than all the other ETFs combined. Right now, it's only all the other American ETFs combined, but give it another 6 months, and IBIT will probably have more than all the other ETFs combined in the world. And it's the only one with a robust volume. Look at the traded value of it's $3 billion. And if you multiply the number of shares traded by the price of those shares, you get over $3 billion in value traded. This is absolutely insane. And I take the Max Pain number very, very seriously. Now, it's one thing being a little bit above or a little bit below Max Pain, but going above a full round number, like 10% above or below, is significant, to where I am confident that on Friday evening, call options above 60 strike price will close worthless. Okay, that is why I sold 60 strike calls. And the closer we close, right below 60, my profit gets maximized. I'm still doing good. Even above 60, I think my trade starts to get in trouble closer to 63, 64, which is possible. Yes, anything is possible, but I go with percentages. So I remain confident that at the end of this week, the price on IBIT would be slightly less than $60. Therefore, the price of Bitcoin will likely be slightly less than 106,000. And we just crashed a little bit. So if it takes us a few days to get back to 106, it happened perfectly as I expected. Now, what about the next month? The next month is going to be huge as well. And if you see the next month, it's down even lower at 54. Now, once these options expire, I expect this 54 to go all the way to 56. I think Max Pain for next month is going to rise because the price overall is rising. And right now you can see that the underlying is set to open below $60, and it'll probably, I'm expecting it somewhere around 60. Okay, doesn't mean I'm right, but I remain in my trade. I'm not panicking in one direction or another, so everything is going according to plan. Here is the cycle chart. Be nice. I mean, look, if we can get anywhere near 200,000 the cycle, I'll be happy. That's a decent high price for Bitcoin, and now we have to figure out where the top is and how long the bear market is going to be. Other than that, gold is not doing anything interesting. Let's talk about the stock market a bit. So I was super surprised to see, you know what, let's go to Dow Jones first. That's the yearly Dow Jones. If we go to the daily Dow Jones, I had no idea that the Dow Jones has been down for like 9 or 10 consecutive days. And as you can see, we are on an MRI buy. I had no idea it was that 9 red candles. That is super rare. That doesn't normally happen.
1970.
Meanwhile,
It was at 1970. I sent it to you. What is it? The last time that happened was in 1978.
right. I mean, that's so rare. I never even considered that because the NASDAQ just made a new all-time high yesterday or 2 days ago. Crazy. And the S&P is just flat. So I think this is a reversal right here. And someone asked me to look at AMD, and that was absolutely fascinating. First, we're going to look at the yearly chart. The yearly AMD chart is down like 50% from its peak earlier this year. That is also completely insane. I know it's on an MRI top, but it's a reversal candle. The yearly MRI tops don't come around very often. Look at the last time it did was literally in 1984, which is also crazy. That was the last time we had a yearly MRI top, and it led to like 6 years of downside falling 90%. So that's not something to sneeze at, you know. We're already down 40%. So it's due for a little bit of a comeback. You can see here the last time we hit an MRI top on the yearly, it did recover, you know, at some point, like 30% the following year. So let's move down. Let's look at the monthly. The monthly is about to give you an MRI buy next month. So January is an annual MRI buy. So that's already interesting. Let's go into the weekly. Well, that's interesting. Weekly is on an MRI buy right now. So it's been going down for about, what, 8 weeks or so? And it started going down right after it hit an MRI top, and now it's on an MRI buy. So let's go back. Let's see if the indicator is useful. Here is a massive, I know it's a green star candle, but it's also an extension C top with the reversal candle right at the peak. And this happened back in March. Let's see how useful the MRI is. Well, here's an MRI top. There was a 1 to 4 candle correction. It was a decent correction from the peak. Let's see. From the peak, we dropped about 10%, but just in about a week and a half. MRI buy was okay. It did make a slightly lower low, so it would have been hard to gauge it, but that's okay.
And this is a volatile asset. Look at it. It's like
It is.
the percentage gains are better than Bitcoin. They look great to trade.
And if we go back to 2022, look at this perfect MRI buy opportunity on the weekly, and now we're going up. So, and here's another one, MRI weekly buy, and we're going up. And here's one more, MRI weekly buy. We went up on that candle, made a top the following candle, then consolidated before falling. And here's a warning candle at the prior all-time high at 170. So that came in good. And if I zoom out, that's another beautiful MRI top back in August of 2020. So this is, I like how this asset behaves with an MRI top. And now we have an MRI buy on a weekly. And here's the best part. What do you think the daily is at?
Oh,
The candle that's about to open is a daily MRI buy. So what you have is you literally have a daily MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy inside a monthly MRI buy.
can you go back to
I
the
still have
weekly
some.
for a second?
I
Can you go back to the
what's
weekly?
up?
Can you go to the
Hmm?
weekly time frame? Because it looks
Yeah.
like the easiest trade you can imagine on the weekly time frame. Look, where would you put your stop loss there, Tone?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, it's really easy, right?
Boom.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's my stop loss if I enter the trade today.
No, I'd give it even
And the
more.
moment this thing starts to go up, I'm moving that stop loss to like the bottom of the prior wick or the bottom right below the body
Well,
very quickly.
look at the low on August for me. I mean, that's a significant as well that we put in the low,
Right
there.
there.
Yeah, and if we stay above that as well, I'd be pretty satisfied. That's where I'd be.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't even risk it. Like I wouldn't even like it doesn't. What's the
Most
point?
people,
Like
most people are spot buying.
if we're going below the current candle's low, I'm already wrong on my trade, right? So why am I going to wait?
Just because most people trade spot on stocks, so I don't mind giving those more room. If you want to set up for a trade that lasts 3 years, you give it some room for that, an entry like that.
No,
What
I'm considering setting up for a trade that's going to last 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you want to give it some room, and I would too. I would.
So no, this looks great. I may be setting up a trade here. Looks absolutely great. So I think it was Planet Musk that asked for this, or read somebody did. Let me see. Oh, I forgot. Maybe it wasn't Planet Musk. Maybe it was Sapwise. One of these guys asked for it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me
Yep.
on this one. Oh, today the FOMC meeting, and I'm gonna try to go live with Mark if I can for FOMC. All right. I think on this note, we could close out. Oh, let me look at short-term Bitcoin. Yeah, nothing interesting. I'm gonna stick to my prediction that we close below 106 and somewhere around 60 on IBIT. Uh,
Yeah, I think Bitcoin looks really clear to me that it's either a dead cat bounce, which because it came back and retested so many moving averages to the downside after it had broken down. So it's either a dead cat bounce with further downside, which is really easy to navigate because you can see where the price to lows came in, or the FOMC lowers interest rates once again, and we just get a bumper day and we regain the 5% that was dropped throughout the day. Piece of cake. This is pretty solid trading.
Yeah, one last thing, guys, because I never promoted. The financial summit is going to be in the Maldives. It's literally 3 months away. So if you're interested in hanging out, I'm hoping Matt will be there, but he may have family commitments. But so many awesome traders here. It's one of the best events. It's in the Maldives at an incredible price. And now that Bitcoin's over 100K, this event just became a lot more affordable for many people. So check out the website, financialsummit.com. We still have these over-the-water villas that you get included with your normal entry price. So go ahead and join. I gotta change the people that are coming actually. All right, guys. Thank you all
Yeah.
for watching, and see you all on the next one. Close us out, Matt.
Yeah, guys, look, I'm still trying really, really hard. I mean, I'm having my third baby in the first week of April. It's like 2 weeks away from the event. So you can imagine what women are like. They're so irrational when you try and ask to go away for a week to the Maldives 2 weeks before it. I never understand women. So what am I going to do? But I might be able to negotiate it. We'll see. But you got to go. It's the best. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. See you same time tomorrow.